Hello everyone, thank you for joining us. This is Trial TV Live. I am the Squeegee of Justice. Let me know if the audio is okay. So I got headphones in today, just let me know how my audio is, guys. Sounds good over here. All right, I have another window open. I'm getting some feedback from somewhere. All right, I'll figure it out. I'll sort it out. All right, thank you for joining us, guys. Really appreciate it. This is this trial. The more I dive into it, the more I'm really getting behind it. I was behind it when I first heard about it, but the more I get into it, the more I'm just amazed at what has happened. So I've got a couple videos to play for you. Before we get into the 6 o'clock Jewell Investigates. So this is kind of the pre-game, if you will, the warm-up to Jewell Investigates. So this is about Florida versus Perkins. Devin Perkins, 24 years old. Let me pull up let me pull this up again. So Devin Perkins is driving home with his 4 friends. Alexandra Dillon, also known as Allie Spice, who is his girlfriend. And then their 2 other friends, Kyle Mosier and Ava Fellerman. So they're going home. They were out in Orlando. It was an early night. It was around 2 o'clock in the morning. And they're traveling home to DeLand, which is heading towards the coast, the Atlantic coast of Florida. In the opposite direction, for 8 miles, comes a driver with his lights off, going the wrong way, plows into these 4 kids, and Kyle, Ava, and Alexandra, or Allie, are unfortunately killed. Devin is seriously injured, and you can still see his face. He still has scars. He is seriously injured. Well, the driver of the vehicle, the other vehicle, Thomas Petry, fled the scene, but then was arrested a few months later and took a plea deal, 37 years for driving under the influence, driving the wrong way. But the prosecutors thought that, in their infinite wisdom, to go after and prosecute Devin as well. And sure enough, they convicted him. So right now he's in his appeals process. And at 6 o'clock, we're going to have Jules on, as well as Victoria, who is Devin's mother. So we're really excited about that. But in the meantime, this is a primer. So let's get to that, because I have a couple clips to show you. So let's get to the video, and this will give you guys a little background information.
2 people are now facing charges for the wrong-way crash that killed 3 people, including a TikTok star in December. Both drivers, the truck driver going the wrong way and the driver of the car with all the victims inside, have now been arrested. West 2's Anika Hope is live near where this crash happened. So, Anika, what exactly are we learning now?
Some truly devastating details. We learned that investigators believe the driver of the truck had been going in the wrong directions for at least 8 miles before the crash. Investigators also say that the car with all of the victims inside was going about 100 miles an hour before impact. Investigators say the crash was head-on at high speed from a wrong-way truck with a runaway driver. It couldn't be more heartbreaking for the loved ones of the 3 killed on December 11th in DeLand. 20-year-old Ava Fellerman, 21-year-old TikTok star Allie Dillon, and 25-year-old Kyle Mosier. Mosier's mom spoke to us not long after.
All these kids had so much life ahead of them. They had so much life. It hurts. My heart breaks. No parent should have to bury their child.
Nearly 4 months later, the state attorney's office announced their arrest and charges of both drivers. Thomas Petry, the wrong-way driver, and Devin Perkins, 22 years old, the driver and friend of the young adults inside. Florida Highway Patrol investigators say Perkins was going nearly 100 miles an hour. traveling at a speed 30 to 40 miles per hour above the posted speed limit and driving under the influence of alcoholic beverages and THC. Perkins was also seriously hurt in the crash. Crash investigators say a passenger in Thomas Petry's truck said they were out drinking at a bar beforehand, that he was served alcoholic beverages by the bartender during a 6-hour time period before leaving the establishment. A report says 3 people called 911 to report Petry driving the wrong way that morning, with the first calls coming in 8 miles away from the crash site. After the crash, a witness on scene recalled a male subject exiting the Tacoma through a window. This male subject fell to the ground and began mumbling as he walked east away from the scene.
If you have children, would you want this to happen to your children?
Both drivers are facing 3 counts of vehicular homicide and a reckless driving with serious bodily injury charge. Petry is facing more charges on top of that for leaving the scene. Both are being held without bond. In DeLand, Anika Hope, West 2 News. We're now learning.
Okay, that was the first one, the first clip. There's definitely some debate at how fast Devin was going. So we'll get into that. They say he was going 100 miles an hour, close to 100 miles an hour. There's definitely, that's up for debate. His BAC was .02, I believe, and .08 is considered impaired. So yeah, he may have had a drink, but he was definitely not impaired, and he was going the right way. So let's go to the next clip.
A social media influencer with a big following was among the people who were killed in a wrong-way crash. That wreck happened on State Road 44 near DeLand early Sunday.
Allie Dillon was 21 years old and known as Allie Spice on Instagram and TikTok. She was killed along with 2 other friends. A 4th person survived. West 2's Claire Metz spoke with Allie's heartbroken father.
She's not going to hug us. She's not going to kiss us.
Jimmy Doolin says his daughter Allie was the light of his life and of so many others. She was a popular influencer on social media who went by the name Allie Spice and had legions of followers. For Doolin, his wife and son, the outpouring of support, the messages coming from around the world has brought some comfort.
You've never met me, you don't know me, but your daughter helped me through depression, or your daughter helped me through this disorder, this challenge in my life.
Allie was in a car with her boyfriend Devin Perkins and friends Kyle Mosier and Ava Fellerman when the driver of a pickup heading west in the eastbound lanes of State Road 44 hit them almost head on. Devin Perkins survived, but the other 3 young people, including Allie, died, and the suspect left the scene on foot, ran away. He still has not been arrested.
Our family just wishes that he would turn himself in, show some level of integrity and responsibility and kindness to the families that have been hurt. He did it. It's time to own it. You're not going to change it. And you're not going to get away with it.
Jimmy Doolin, who lives in Indiana, says the families are united in pursuing justice for their children. Meanwhile, Doolin is grateful he spoke to his daughter the day before the crash and saw her recently. Allie came home for Thanksgiving.
You never know how thankful you'll be for Thanksgiving until you lose your daughter right after it.
Claire Metz, West 2 News.
All right, so that's clip number 2. In chat, Victoria Maxwell is Devin's mother, and she has put this whole thing into motion. There's a website, which we will show you once we do the 6 o'clock, Jules Investigates. Right now, this is just a primer to kind of get you guys head wrapped around it. So say hello to Victoria. She's a strong and powerful woman, and I think you guys will like her. Matter of fact, I know you will. All right, so let's get to the next clip.
Two people are now facing charges for the wrong way crash that killed 3 people, including a TikTok star in December. Both drivers, the truck driver going the wrong way and the driver of the car with all the victims inside, have now been arrested. West 2's Anika Hope is live near where this crash happened. So, Anika, what exactly are we learning now?
Sorry, we already saw that one. Hold on.
Just set bond for one of 2 men accused in a deadly wrong-way crash last year. Devin Perkins is now being held on $80,000 on charges of vehicular homicide and reckless driving. According to Florida Highway Patrol, Perkins was driving 3 of his friends back in December when another vehicle driving the wrong way slammed into them into land, killing those friends. Troopers say Perkins was speeding and driving under the influence, which is why he is also facing charges. The parents of the victims spoke on his behalf in court today.
All right, so I hope that gave you guys a little bit of a primer there. In another couple minutes, we're going to meet Victoria, who is Devin's mother, and Jules. Jules, who we'll have to find out how Jules found this, because I'm sure she told me, but I don't recall right now. So what do you guys think? Devin was well below the impaired. He wasn't even under the influence. He was impaired. He wasn't even impaired. That's what I'm saying. 0.08 is Florida's baseline, and probably pretty much across the country, I would think. But he was well below. So maybe he had a drink, but he was well below. Was there THC in his system? Victoria will talk about that in a few minutes. Was he going the wrong way? No, he was going the right way. Was he driving with his lights off? Nope, he had his lights on. Did he flee the scene of the accident? Nope. I mean, there's absolutely no reason why he should be in jail right now. It's just unbelievable. So yeah, chat. So Devin's mother is Victoria Maxwell. So please give her a welcome. She's going to be joining us in a few minutes. I put a redirect to Jules Investigates, so you guys can don't have to do anything. Just pop on over. Now, the speeding is. He had traveled 37 miles in 23 minutes, I believe. I'm going to have to get the paperwork. And Victoria, you can definitely correct me if I'm wrong. So they use math. So that's why they figure if you're going 60 miles, go 60 miles an hour, 60 minutes, that's how they figure that out. But that's still kind of debatable. But Victoria says reckless. Speed is not considered reckless by Florida law. So if the only thing he really should have been charged with, well, Victoria, I'm not going to speak out of line. You bring all of that in. All right. I'm going to end this stream because it's 6 o'clock, just about. Victoria, thank you for joining us here. And you're going to join us in another minute or two. Actually, another minute. Guys, definitely check out the website. Please join us on the next stream, which is coming up in seconds. I'm going to end this stream, and we're going to pick up with Jules Investigates and Victoria. So I'm going to end this stream now, and we'll see you over there.
Mm-hmm.